One last bad thing about this bike. Sometimes when you're riding past somebody and calling them a ham, they actually hear you. Oh, I am out on my motorised bicycle and everyone else seems to have had the same idea. Let's go out. Let's go out in our vehicles on a road. This is why I enjoy being on a motorised bicycle in traffic like this. Since apparently my videos now consist of stuff from the trip last year and stuff about this bike, here's a video about this bike. So I've been up on this, it's a Zero SRS for a couple of months now. A few months. I've just over 1,000 kilometers on it, which considering I'm not commuting is reasonably okay. I've taken one or two long-ish trips on it, and it has, surprised me a little bit. So I'm going to go through the stuff that I enjoy about it, which will mainly be little things. There's lots of big things that you can get from a test ride or a couple of days up on it, and a couple of things that annoy me about it. So let's start with things that I enjoy. And again, I'm not going to be talking about like, oh, it's fast and oh, it's torquey, because you can just get up on it and ride it for 5 minutes and know that. So I'm going to talk about the little things. One thing I enjoy about it is the riding position. It's actually a pretty nice riding position. I think it's more comfortable than the 1200 RS that I was on. It's a smaller bike certainly than the 1200 RS, but the seat and the comfort and everything is good. It is better than many other bikes I've been on. The seat is nice and contoured and soft, but not too soft. The pegs are in just the right position for me. Mightn't work for you, but there you go. This is about what I like. Second thing I do like, which again, smallish thing, the boot or the storage thing where the fuel tank should be is just about big enough to hold the charging cable for it. And that was the one thing with most electric bikes, but with the DS as well, is there was nowhere to keep a cable on it. If you got the DS with the small battery, then in place of the second battery there's a little storage container and you fit a cable in there. But if you get like a 32 amp 3-phase cable, and I'll get onto that, you can sort of coil it up small and just about get it in there, right? And it's just in there, and so I can fit a few small bits, my phone, the cable and a disc lock in there, which is pretty cool. So I won't say loads or plenty of storage space, but I'll say enough for the cable, which is generally what I would be concerned about if I was just going out on the bike. Other thing I like, just the weight distribution. As you know, I was on a Boxer before, which is a very low centre of gravity of a bike, and now I've been on bikes of this form factor that where all the weight is up under your knees rather than down low with the battery where this is. So it's got that going for it. Fairly low centre of gravity for the kind of bike that it is, so I do like that. Fucking class, give it a shot. There are a lot of people who have never pulled a caravan before out there today. Brand spanking new caravan. Oh no, it's UK. Oh, it's a camper van. Never mind. We passed like 3 caravans, one after the other, earlier on, and all 3 of them were fucking all over the shop, and it's like there's a lot of people who have just bought caravans, so that's something to watch out for. Right, let's talk about things that I don't like, and some of these you'd notice straight away, and some of these you'd need to be on it a while, or you need to be an owner before you notice. So first up, and the thing you will notice the first, and I've seen other test rides of this bike notice it, but the rear brake is fucking useless. Like it might as well not be there for all that it does. Like if I'm sitting at lights and I step on the rear brake, like not actually step on it, but like push it as as hard as I regularly push it, I can still move the bike. I can still move it forwards, backwards. That's how useless the rear brakes are. It's just, I don't know, who signed off on this? This is absolute bollocks. I don't know if the SRF is the same, but I'd imagine it kind of is. But like, just really bad, like the worst rear brake of any bike I've ever ridden. Which is not great. Now, I don't use the rear brake a ton. I'd use it at low speed, or I just sit on it while I'm at lights, just so my back brake light is on. But like, yeah, for the premiumness of the bike, you'd imagine there'd be better brakes. I think there's a single pot back there as well, but I've had single pot brakes that work fine. Even the DS's brakes were better. So bad show zero, I'm afraid. I'm having zero crack. Don't pull out on a fire engine, you fucking ticks. Alright, that's I'm not gonna do your rubbernecking for you. Somebody seems to have been knocked off their cycling bike, so hopefully they're gonna be okay. For non-Irish people on the channel, just as a quick aside, during my bike review, the Dublin Fire Brigade are also paramedics, so if you call for an ambulance, you're just as likely to see a fire engine show up. So that's what happened there. I do not like that it kind of assumes that you have a mobile signal all of the time, and so the mobile signal at my house seems to be a fucking black hole of no signal. So that's not great. That's used for the tracker and for connecting remotely to your bike and that sort of stuff, and that's fine. That's an added feature. I don't really care much about that. It's also used for software updates, and so your software updates download over the cellular connection, and that's not very useful. So when I first got the bike, I think it actually came up in one of the videos. It's like, do you want to apply this software update? It's going to take half an hour, and it never worked at home. It would get to most of the way through and it'd say, no, can't apply the software update. And I ended up bringing it back into the dealer for an hour, and they sorted it. Like, they were able to connect to it with a cable and upload this new software, and it cleared up a couple of other niggles, like little error codes and stuff. That was grand, but like, if you shit signal at your house and, your dealer isn't, a 20-minute ride away, you could be not in trouble, but you could be like just missing updates to your bike. I know, first world problems. I haven't had software updates to my bike in a few months, but there you go. The cellular connection, it's not going to prevent you from using the bike, of course, but it's going to affect your enjoyment of the thing you have bought. One other thing, small thing, I guess, is it's not using those funny floaty sideways calipers like the DS had. I don't know whether they're scooter calipers or whether it's a dual sport off-roady thing, but you could most likely fit a road lock onto this bike, which I might end up doing. If I have a disc lock and it fits in my little trunk here, so I'm not really bothered, but I think you could put a road lock on this bike if you wanted to, and that's something I tend to want to put on most of my bikes. Another not very good thing, this is less about the bike and more about the customer service, I guess, is the cable situation. I'm just going to refer to it as the cable situation because it's a number of things. First of all, they don't give you a cable, which I would imagine, like a proper charging cable for this bike is, depending on how spurious you want to go, you're talking 150, 200 euro. And that's for like a good quality cable. And they don't give you one. And, I won't fault the dealer because they're going based off of the guidance that they've got. But they'll sort of say, oh, well, we'll sell you a cable, right? A Zero branded cable. I didn't even bother to find out how much that was, because I'm assuming it's dealer prices. And the way the charger is set up on the bike, and again, no fault of the bike, I'm sure, like, there's no real standard for this, is that there's two chargers that run off. What the fuck are you doing? There's two chargers that run off of separate phases. You should have fucking indicated if you wanted to fucking turn around. There's two chargers that run off of separate phases, and the cables are actually different. And so if you go out and buy a 32 amp single phase cable, and then say, happy as Larry, I'm going to go out and charge my bike off of a public charging thingamajig, that all works. Oh look, it's a Model X. Yeah, I can be smug too, Model X owner. Ooh, what a knacker. Yeah, maybe go around fucking cyclists, you prick. Anyway, I'll buzz past this lad in a minute. Cables. So if you buy a 32 amp single phase cable and you go out and you plug it into a public charge point, it's going to charge about as fast as it does at home from a 3-pin plug, because it only uses a single phase and a single charger, and it only gives you that amount, and that's not great. What you have to do is you have to make sure you get a 32 amp 3-phase cable, which uses 2 of the phases. I'm not an electrician, I'm a technical leper. All I know is for this bike, the premium one with the faster charger, you need a 3-phase cable, and apparently that's a thing, single phase or 3-phase cables. So don't make the same mistake I made and buy the proper cable first. And Zero, if you're watching or listening, just fucking tell people, like, don't bury it in the manual. What are you doing? What are you hazarding at? Fuck off. Oh, electric bike. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, fuck off. You nearly ploughed that fucking cyclist out with your prick. And so, yeah, as you can tell, I did make that mistake. I went, oh, yeah, cable. Type 2 to type 2, whatever it is. Single or dual phase. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Just whatever one's there, just give us it. So, yeah, make sure you get a 3-phase cable. I think just for the premium one, with the fast charger. Giving it the full whiz today. What's the story? None of this fucking leg out, passive aggressive nonsense. I'm giving it the full fucking tip of the forehead. That's the kind of day it is today. Tip of the forehead to you. Yeah. Gave me a nod, but that's okay. That's okay. He has a pillion. He has other things to be thinking about than reciprocating my fucking doodly-doo in kind. So anyway, there is a short video. How about that view? Would you ever get tired of that view, would you? No, not me. Okay. Some good things about the bike, couple of niggles. As with any bike, they all generally add up to a very, very decent experience. You know, a couple of tiny teething problems, but sure. Considering you're going from internal combustion engine to electric, fairly mild symptoms. So there, hopefully that was useful to folks considering a SRS or an SRF, because since I'd imagine it's the same deal. Stay safe on the roads and off, and I will talk to you all next time. Good luck. Alright, I'm finally going to get around these cunts. There you are. There's your gratification. Alright. See yous. Is that a fucking i8? God, look at the arse of that. Can you imagine cleaning that fucking thing? Why does everyone who owns a car like that look like a fucking ham? Alright. One last bad thing about this bike. Sometimes when you're riding past somebody and calling them a ham, they actually hear you. You!